Hey guys, what's going on? Just wanted to do an update on one of my favorite services at the moment, which is Sykes newsletter. And that includes things like the CatalystX alerts, which we're going to talk about today, but also the AI XGPT alerts as well. I've done a few videos recently on that and also on the CatalystX, which you can see on the screen at the moment is the inside the dashboard of Sykes newsletter. I've done a full review on this. It's amazing value, $49 for a whole year, which is ridiculous. And the trades are really good, so they barely lose. I think I've seen like one losing trade since I've been following the service. So for $49, it's ridiculous. I've been trying to put some results into this review article. Don't think I put all of them. I'll try and get better at that, making sure that I put the trades in here, because this could be a place where you can see all of the results that have been going on. But I can show you some just now and also talk about the most recent trade alert, which was VEV, Vicinity Motor Corporation. So let's just go back to the portal at the moment. This is right here. So the reason I like this CatalystX so much is the trade frequency is just spot on, right? So there's been several alerts since the start of July. So if you look down here, you can see July 1st is right here. So it started off with RDZN, so that's 1, 2, 3. There's been 3 alerts already in July. That's almost one a week, which for $49 is pretty good for the year, right? So, and all of them have been winners, between 10 and 20%. As long as you move fast on them, these trades work really, really well. Like I said, I've only seen one losing trade since I've been following this for months, and it's just, for $49, it's a no-brainer. There are a couple of caveats though. First, you've got to be able to buy shares of these low float, low cap, small cap stocks, right? So this is the VEV one, the one I want to talk about today. You can see it's only around $1 per share. Now, you also have to have the time pre-market. So these things typically come out pre-market somewhere between 7 and 8 o'clock usually, or 7 and 9. And so you have to be able to play these after hours. Usually pre-market, there's been 1 or 2 that have been after hours, after the market's closed, but usually they're pre-market, and that's because that's when all the major news is coming out. That's what drives these things up. That's why it's called CatalystX. You get these big moves up with the market when the news comes out. So the news for this one was that the company had received this CARB, C-A-R-B, California Air Resources Board certification as a zero-emission vehicle for the 2024 model. So obviously that's a big deal, and they talk about it a little bit in this link. So the cool thing is you get this due diligence from Sykes. So he sends out the link along with an email. So here's the link that I'm looking at just now about the news. So you can look up the news if you want to. Honestly, these things move so fast, you don't really have time to go and look up the news. So you've got to be able to trade pre-market, and you've got to be able to get in and out fairly quickly. These trades are only lasting 5 to 10 minutes. You can see 7:58 was the entry time on VEV this morning, and 8:03 was the exit, so 5 minutes. That's good and bad, right? The first one is there's a really high win rate, because I think what's happening is Sykes students or subscribers that are getting these alerts are pushing these stocks up, so they have a really high win rate, like 95% of the time they'll win, which is phenomenal. The downside is you have to be quick, so you have to have push notifications on your email set up so you can get in and out really quickly. You're okay if you can't get in for like a minute or two, you're generally okay, but you need to be a little bit careful with that. So if we zoom in here, you can see we had this huge move up, and Sykes bought the dip basically here. And I do think that the students push it back up, but that's a good thing, because it means that we're basically able to ride a small pump, and you can definitely copy them. They're not so fast that you can't copy them. You just have to be on the ball and realize what you're doing is going to be very time dependent. So here's the alert that he sent out this morning. He says buying VEV at 0.895 on the big dip off its pre-market highs in the 150, as it's an EV play with news. So electric vehicles on news often pump like this, and he says it's been a solid pattern all week long. Goal is to sell at 1+ share range. So that was at 7:58 this morning, which is right here. And then you can see what happened. We got this really nice run up, and it looks small in the grand scheme of things, but it was actually a 20% move on the stock. So you're not buying options with this, it's just pure stocks. And they're moving 10-20% within a few minutes. So boom, this next candle all the way up to here. Then there was still time to get in, roughly around the same price, maybe 10 cents or so higher than Tim got. So Tim got around here. And it ran up really quickly all the way from 0.9 to 1.14, which is about a 20% move. Now you won't have gotten all of that, so you might have got 10%, but that's really good for a few minutes of work, right? It doesn't really feel like work. Obviously, like, people started taking profits pretty quickly and this died off and never really recovered. It's down at 0.74 now. So you have to be quick in and out on these things. But if you can do that and it's the style that you like, then you can pretty much every week just take a quick snipe like this, like a quick scalp of a move, benefiting from the fact that Tim Sykes is basically pumping this. That's how it feels. I don't know for sure that's what's happening, but there's a good chance that his alerts are causing volume to come in and build up just like enough for him to get in and out. But we can also replicate that. It's not just him that's like getting in and out for these prices. You can replicate it pretty closely. In fact, you could have actually gotten out at a better price than he did. He got out at 106 and it went to 112. So you could have probably done a little bit better on the exit than Tim did. And he says, as I type this so absolutely beautiful and I won't get greedy as I wish it went bigger, but I was also writing my watch list as this play was bottoming, so not ideal timing, potential rebuy. He never did do the rebuy from what I can see, at least he never alerted it. So yeah, nice little move here. Looks small compared to the big move that went, it's ridiculous. It went from 0.3 to 1.6. So this was just like a secondary bounce play kind of thing off the support. Probably retraced about half of the original flagpole here, right? And then just had another go and then failed, ultimately failed. But we only care about taking slices of the pie. So definitely check this out. I think it's one of the best services for $49, especially if you're around pre-market to trade these. Obviously, if you're not, there's more included with this subscription. This is just the CatalystX I'm talking about. But he does do these swing trades, which are XGPT swing trades, so you get that included in the subscription, which he also does. So there's a bunch of extra stuff. I'll let you read my review. If you want to go to the page, one trick that I've been finding is you can click on one of these links, $49. It'll take you to a webinar. You can listen to that if you want, and probably a good thing to do. But you don't actually have to. You can actually game the system by coming up to the top bar here and acting like you're going to leave. And then it comes up with a special offer right here. Just click on that, load up the page, and you'll see everything you get for that $49 for the year. And honestly, I haven't even started to explore some of the other features because the CatalystX have been so good. Don't be fooled by the fact it doesn't list CatalystX as one of the features. Amazingly, they've forgotten to include it on the actual landing page here. But I promise you it's actually included because this is what I bought, and I know a lot of other people that are buying this in the Discords and stuff. Basically, you do get the CatalystX alerts alongside all this other awesome stuff. For example, the AI XGPT is using is also hitting spot on, which is really good. So if you're looking to take overnight trades, this thing has been red hot as well. You also get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can get your money back within 30 days. If for some reason it doesn't suit you, like you can't take the trades because they're pre-market or whatever. But you also get a whole bunch of other stuff from Tim Bowen as well. And it's just an amazing deal. So I keep going on about it, but I think it's something that a lot of people could really benefit from. And for $49, it's a total no-brainer for me. So make sure you check out the links in the description below. I'll leave a link to the newsletter review. I'll leave a link to this landing page so you can go straight there if you want to just go and buy this thing, which I highly recommend that you do given the price and the value you're getting. Yeah, it's a phenomenal service, and it's better than spending $2,000 and getting something that doesn't work. I mean, you spend $49 and get something that really works 95% of the time. You can see all the winners here. 253 to 310, 634 to 690s, 0.89 to 1.06. So yeah, really good, easy to trade. Just make sure you have push notifications set up on your email. And they offer SMS text alerts, but I wouldn't rely on that because there seems to be some problems with it. So as long as you've got good internet connection and good Gmail push notifications set up to your desktop or your phone, make sure you're on it, then these things are really, really profitable, really easy to do. Hopefully that's helpful, and I'll talk to you guys soon.